Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. The Canadian Association of Refugee Lawyers is initiating a constitutional challenge against the federal government's new immigration law, C-12, which imposes strict one-year timelines for making refugee claims. According to the Canadian press, judicial reviews of denied claims under this law have been approved for case management by a federal court judge. The government previously estimated that approximately 30,000 refugee claims could be rejected due to this rule, which applies retroactively to June 24, 2020, for claims made on or after June 3, 2025. Iseling Bondi, an immigration lawyer, highlighted that the law raises questions about its constitutionality and could leave ineligible refugee claimants in a legal limbo, especially those from countries like Afghanistan, Ukraine, and the Gaza Strip, where Canada currently refrains from deporting individuals due to humanitarian crises. This situation prevents family reunification and forces individuals into a lengthy and backlogged humanitarian and compassionate grounds residency application process. The government maintains that the law does not violate charter rights as it does not result in immediate removal. A judge is yet to be named to oversee these cases, who will likely set a filing deadline and determine how the numerous cases will proceed. Public Safety Minister Gary Anandasangaree has accused U.S. tech giants of misinterpreting his lawful access bill, Bill C-22, as it faces growing backlash. According to Radio-Canada International, the bill aims to provide police and the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, CSIS, with faster warranted access to Canadians' information and requires telecommunication, internet, and social media companies to adapt their systems and retain metadata. While supported by Canadian police chiefs and CSIS, the legislation draws intense scrutiny from domestic privacy advocates and major tech companies like Apple and Meta. These companies argue the bill could compromise their encryption services and create systemic vulnerabilities exploitable by hackers, threatening user data security. Apple previously withdrew a data security tool from the UK due to similar demands. U.S. congressional committees have also expressed concern, warning of cross-border risks to American data privacy and U.S. national security. Anandasangaree maintains the tech companies are misinterpreting built-in safeguards, including those protecting encryption, and emphasize the need for more public education on the bill. According to CTV News, the Public Health Agency of Canada has issued a warning regarding a high risk of measles transmission across the country during the upcoming FIFA World Cup. As Toronto and Vancouver prepare to host thousands of players, staff, and fans next month, the federal agency conducted an infectious disease risk assessment, examining 14 potential pathogens, including avian and swine flu, mpox, Ebola virus, and polio virus. Measles emerged as the primary concern due to its widespread nature globally and its highly contagious airborne transmission. This risk is particularly salient given that Canada lost its measles elimination status last year following a prolonged outbreak. While mpox virus also poses a risk, it's deemed moderate due to its transmission requiring close contact rather than airborne spread. Global news reports that on Rock Community Services, a West Island food bank is currently recovering from significant flooding that impacted its warehouse earlier this week due to a drain issue. Staff and volunteers swiftly mobilized to clear the water, ensuring that their vital services to the community could continue with minimal disruption. However, Executive Director Kayla Reed highlighted that this incident comes at an especially difficult time. The food bank is experiencing record-low donations while simultaneously facing a continuous rise in demand from families needing assistance. Reed emphasized the urgent need for support, stating, "Donations are really low right now. We're seeing it leave our shelves faster than we're seeing it come through the door, and that's when we know there's a problem." To make donating easier, the organization is encouraging residents to contribute any non-perishable food items at 2 new central drop-off locations, 3 Sowers on St. Jean Boulevard and Keto Active Therapy in the Point Claire Plaza. CTV News reports that Toronto police have identified a man whose remains were discovered at a Downsview construction site in 2021. The remains were found on September 16, 2021, by a construction crew near 30 Carl Hall Road. Initial attempts to identify the individual using conventional techniques were unsuccessful. In 2022, the case was selected for investigative genetic genealogy, IGG, leading to the creation of a DNA profile that was uploaded to public databases in December 2022. The DNA analysis indicated the man was Indigenous, with relatives in Ontario and the Great Lakes region. Eventually, investigators determined the man to be Willard Duval, who was last seen in May 2017 and reported missing in February 2018. Toronto Police and the Ontario Forensic Pathology Service confirmed his identity, and he was buried with his brother on April 25, 2026. This identification marks the 11th person named under Project 31, an initiative launched in summer 2022 to identify 31 deceased persons in long-term cases with available DNA. Authorities concluded his death was not suspicious. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.